Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sun.
Jake Faria is looking to hit the reset button on his 2018 campaign. After a slow start and an oblique injury, Jake has impressed in his last two outings. And tonight, Faria will get the start in New York versus slugger Giancarlo Stanton and the Yankees. We welcome you to the Concourse neighborhood in the Bronx, home of Yankee Stadium. This will be game 2 of the series between the Rays and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Rays dropped last night's opener of this series 4-1, and with a club record 20 rookies having donned a Rays uniform this year, the one thing can be said about youth: it is resilient, to the tune of names like Wendell and Bowers and Adames.
Listen, they have turned it over to the youth, and I'm going to tell you something. These guys have been productive, each in their own distinct ways, and some are hot right now, some are not. Some getting the big hits, some have been a little bit more consistent, but they're putting these guys out there, and they are letting them do their thing, and this is the way it's gone. I mean, the Rays rookies this year, they lead Major League Baseball in hits. You think about Wendell, how hot he's been over his last 15 games. Jake Bowers, he's slowed down just a little bit here recently, but he's done a great job all season long with runners in scoring position, getting big hits. And how about Willy Adames? We've talked about him. His month of August has been otherworldly, a batting average of over 400, another blast last night. He's swinging the bat well, but overall, they've turned it over to the kids. The kids are coming through.
Well, not only are the Rays prominent in the youth movement, youth being served here in the Bronx as well. You only have to look at third base and Miguel Andujar for what he's done with his Yankee ball club this year.
Yeah, listen, Dwayne, this wasn't even supposed to be his position. I mean, the Yankees made an off-season deal for Brandon Drury for him to be the third baseman on this ball club. And guess what? He misses some time at the beginning of the season with migraines. In steps Miguel Andujar, and he has not looked back. Look at this. Major League Baseball, all rookies, leads in average, closing in on 300. Extra base hits, that includes 18 home runs and 58 driven in. He is an extremely aggressive hitter. Really, I mean, doesn't want to say he wants to chase a lot, but he swings at everything. The Rays know that more than anybody. In 11 games against them, they have yet to walk him.
Rays have had a difficult time with this Yankee ball club here. Overall, the Rays are 6-7 in the season series, just 1-6 here in the Bronx. Rays and the Yankees moments away. They're winning 2 out of 3 in Toronto. The Rays and the Yankees go at it in the middle game of their series, with New York winning last night. So the Rays will have Jake Faria on the hill against Luis Cessa here tonight, trying to turn their fortunes around at Yankee Stadium. Rays come in a game over 500, running third in the AL East. They are 60-59, and New York 75-44, running second in the East. Let's take a look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. The Rays will have Malik Smith leading off. He'll be in right field, followed by Matt Duffy at third. Jake Bowers will hit third and play first. Hitting cleanup, the second baseman Joey Wendell. G-Man Choi is the DH. Kevin Kiermaier in center field hits sixth in front of Willie Adames. Brandon Lau in the lineup tonight in left. He'll bat eighth. And Michael Perez, the catcher, will hit ninth.
Well, there was some question coming into tonight who was going to take the ball for the New York Yankees. Would it be Sonny Gray coming back out of the bullpen to take a start, or would it be Luis Cessa? The Yankees turn to Luis Cessa. It'll be his 9th overall appearance, his 4th start. His last start came on July the 25th, and that was in Tampa Bay, or actually in St. Petersburg, against the Rays. He went 5 1/3 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs, but took a hard luck loss in that ball game. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Brett Gardner, Aaron Hicks, and Neil Walker. And across that infield, third to first, Miguel Andujar, Didi Gregorius, Ronald Torreyes gets the start at second with Greg Bird, and Austin Romine will be behind the plate.
And Aaron Boone, the manager here of the New York Yankees, signing a contract through the 2020 season. First year as the manager. He has this team in at 75-44. Right now, a distant second from the Boston Red Sox, 10 back of Boston. And the first pitch of this game is a strike call taken by Malik Smith. Malik's hitting .293 to start the night. The homer and 27 runs batted in. That's a liner into right field. Walker on the run, reaching up and making the catch with that outstretched glove hand. Well, Malik Smith made a bid for an extra base hit there, and Walker tracked it down.
Just did not have enough height. That ball well struck by Malik Smith, but Neil Walker gets a nice jump on it. This hard line drive headed to right center, and Walker timing that little jump, the backhand stab.
Matt Duffy. Tapper foul, strike one. Well, Matt's hitting .296. He was 0 for 3 last night, drew a walk. A little wide right there. It's 1-1.
We'll expect to see that pitch a ton against the right-handed hitter. Luis Cessa, a very good slider. Tight, late break, throws it hard, and he throws that pitch actually more often than as a fastball.
Now 2-1. Duffy looking for his first hit on the road trip. 0 for 7 in Toronto, and nothing of 3 last night. Pitch taken away. Yankee outfield playing him the other way a bit as well. Gardner, good piece off the line and left, and everybody shifted, leaning toward the right side of the outfield. Infield pretty much straight up, and there is ball 4. Duffy draws the walk, and he is aboard with 1 away.
Well, that's one thing that you cannot defend, and that was something that last night's ball game, Jay Happ had 4 walks early in that ball game, 3 of them to lead innings off. The Rays not able to capitalize, came back to haunt them in that 4-1 loss. So hopefully tonight it's something that they can rectify and start moving some base runners.
Yeah, 4 walks by Happ, but just 1 hit, the broken bat base hit by C.J. Cron. Here's Jake Bowers. Pitch is down. Jake, like Matt Duffy before him, looking for his first hit on the road trip. 0 for 13 right now after an 0 for 10 in Toronto, and one of his last 19 overall.
Yeah, it's been a rough month of August here for Jake. You know things are about to turn, though. He stays consistent in his approach. He's hit the ball hard.
1-1.
Well, he turned one loose there, and that's what you don't want to see overall. You know, as you start to change the mechanics of your swing, maybe try to do a little bit too much. Haven't noticed that out of Jake Bauers yet.
Yeah, that's been the impressive thing about him as a young hitter. He's been very consistent in his approach with a good approach at the plate.
Yeah, some guys you could take a look at a couple of swings and understand that they're scuffling, and not just because they're not, you know, hitting the ball as hard as you'd like, or maybe their swing's gotten a little bit long, but trying to do too much, again, over swinging. You want to try to get everything back as quickly as you can.
Fastball up and away. Sessa hitting 97 on a couple pitches here in the first inning. One out, a walk. Now 2-2 to Bauers. And close off the plate, down and away. Boy, that's a close take there by Bauers.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's a great take too. Yeah, I mean, a 2-2 changeup that really is in the strike zone for a long time before it finally fades out.
Runner goes on the 3-2, and it's tapped foul. You know, it'll be interesting to watch Jordan Baker, who is the plate umpire. He's a big guy back there, 6'7", and to see his reaction to pitches down. And that pitch taken by Bauers was a ball, but it'll be interesting to see if that's a pitch he gives the pitchers or not down in the zone, because he's looking a long way down at 6'7". 3-2, runner goes again. It's lifted into left, sending Gardner back to the track. He'll have room to make the catch, and Duffy's on his way back to first. Long way to the opposite field there by Bauers. 2 gone. Joey Wendell.
That's one of those instances where, with Matt Duffy running on the pitch, he's, you know, that ball's caught. Now he's got to make his way back to first, where if he's not running, he probably reads that halfway and is able to get back and tag up, challenge Gardner's arm from all the way out in the wall in left field. He would have gotten into second base easily.
Duffy back in there. Rays last night finished the evening with 3 hits, and Wendell had 1 of those. That was in the 9th inning against Aroldis Chapman, left on left. High fly ball back into center field. Hicks will go back in front of the track to make the catch, and the Rays are out. They get a walk, leave a man. We go to the bottom of inning 1. No score. Duffy and apparently his physical condition, but I guess he has satisfied all the questions, and he's going to stay on to play third base. Quick look at the starting lineup for the New York Yankees. They'll have Gardner to lead off. This brought to you by your Southern Ford dealers. Then Stanton and Hicks, Gregorius and Duhar and Bird, Walker, Romine, and Torreyes in the number 9 spot.
Well, Jake Faria back at a familiar role as a starter. He is 11th start of the season, 4-3 with a 4.97 overall, 12 games, 10 starts.
First pitch is wide to Gardner. Brett Gardner hitting .246. There are the numbers on Faria.
We'd like to see that walk number come down just a little bit as far as per 9.
This is away 2-0. Well, if things work out and the pitch count's good, we're probably looking at 3 or 4 innings for Faria tonight.
He's had 2 appearances since coming off the disabled list. He went 3 2/3 in the first one, 3 his last time out in Toronto.
Finds a strike, 2-1.
Becomes an extended bullpen day.
Had that oblique issue in late May. Right back toward the middle. Adames is there, and he makes the play.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Rays defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in that outfield left to right, we've got Lau, Kiermaier, and Smith. And across the infield third to first, Duffy, Adames, Wendell, and Bowers. Michael Perez behind the plate.
Giancarlo Stanton, 5th in the league in home runs, 30, leading this New York ball club. The pitch is a strike. He's in the top 10 in runs batted in, 7th with 76. This is in, 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes.
Well, the one thing that you could say about Jake Faria and his 2 appearances since coming off the DL, the first time 3 2/3, did have 3 walks in that game, and it was a nice return. Last time out, much better. The stuff was much more crisp, looked livelier.
Yeah, that was against Toronto. It was the breakout against the Angels at 3 2/3. 1 earned run, and then no earned runs in 3 innings against the Blue Jays. Right back into the screen.
And you could see 9 days in between too, from the 1st to the 10th of August, and so that's a long layoff when you're talking going 3 2/3 and then being off for a week and a half before you pitch again. But it looked to benefit him because he did look like a pitcher who was a little bit more sharp out there, and you hope that carries over tonight.
And he just missed down, so another pitch close down. That's a ball, and so the count is full. Pitchers would love to have that one. And there is strike 3. Stanton caught looking on a pitch that was in on the corner.
Yeah, he got stood up by a slider. It was a backup slider that ends up working out well. You see him kind of get locked up in his swing, not able to pull the trigger, and that's out number 2.
That outing for Faria against the Blue Jays, he followed Blake Snell, who threw 5 perfect innings and struck out 6 en route to a 7-0 win. Faria and Schultz followed him to the mound. Here's Aaron Hicks. The first pitch strike. Fastball away from Hicks. Did he go? The answer is no. 1-1.
Well, let's take a look at a scouting report on Aaron Hicks. You know, the Yankees looking to solidify center field. Well, guess what? Aaron Hicks has done that through his defensive work and what he's done at the plate. And I'll tell you something, he has been killing it at home. You look back at his numbers since the beginning of July. Out of this world. A batting average approaching 400 with power and production throughout.
Yeah, he's doing here in New York what the Twins thought he was going to do with them. They were very high on him in center field and also looked for the offense to blossom. Well, it certainly has here. Ground ball left side. Duffy will come up with it. Fire to first in time to get Hicks. Hicks thought he beat it and turned to look back toward the Yankee dugout to see what they want to do in regard to maybe challenging that play. Duffy, the lone man on the left side, had to get it over there in a hurry as Hicks beat a hasty path down that first baseline. And did he beat it or not? Tough to tell from that angle.
If they get a better angle than that, I think that foot was on the bag. I think that this has a good chance of getting overturned, but you're going to have to see a better angle than that because it's impossible to see. But that foot looked like it got to that front edge and was down before the ball was in the glove. Let's
Here's
take a
one.
look. Yep.
And that's going to be blocked as well.
Well, that ball, you can still see the edge of that ball out of the glove, and that toe's on the front edge.
Yeah, that might be enough. And it is enough. So Hicks has an infield hit. So the challenge overturns that call. Hicks is aboard with a 2-out infield single.
I'll tell you what, that's some good hustle out of the box because it wasn't like Matt Duffy took his time, and it wasn't like that ball was that softly hit. I guess that athleticism that we talked about with putting on a little bit of size certainly shown there.
Here's Gregorius. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. D.D. Gregorius with 21 home runs. When you look at the top of this order, Gardner 10 home runs, Stanton 30, Hicks 20, Gregorius 21, and Duhar behind him 18. Too wide, 1-1. Gregorius had a base hit last night, was 1 for 4. He breaks his bat, sends it into right, and here comes Malik Smith to make the catch. No runs, a hit, and the man left. We go to the second. No score. Bronx, our Toyota inside look. The Atlanta Braves in first place in the NL East by 2 games, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is on fire. 3 consecutive games with a leadoff homer, an 8-game hitting streak, hitting almost 500. Now the first pitch here in the second. Choi on the ground to Gregorius, who made the pickup and the throw to get him. The Rays will be in Atlanta in a couple of weeks. Have a 2-game set against the Braves on the 28th and 29th. Maybe Acuna will cool off by then. How hot is that? Here's Kevin Kiermaier. He takes a soft strike. Kevin 0 for 3, goes the other way here and adds himself a base hit. He'll get extra bases here. Gardner with the pickup, and in standing at second base, Kiermaier with double number 6.
Well, that right there, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but that could be a good sign. Kiermaier going the other way. Stay inside the baseball, let it get into the zone, and shoot it to the left side. And maybe that's the start of something. But we've seen him so often start to pull off a little bit, trying to pull everything. But that the ability to let the ball travel and stay inside of it, that's a great sign. And obviously something that he's been working on.
It's Willie Adames. He takes a strike. Boy, Adames jumped on a pitch in the 8th inning last night against Dylan Betances and hit it out. 12 games in August. He's hitting .410. Six home runs on the year for Adames. Out front right there. Down 0-2.
Talked about it in that first inning. Sessa's got a very good slider, a deceptive slider to the right-handed hitter. So expect to see that early and often, especially when he's in trouble. Has a runner here in scoring position.
And he comes right back and strikes out Adames. Takes care of him on 3 pitches.
Well, and here's what's interesting. You start breaking Sessa down. In an 0-2 count to a right-handed hitter, he sees the slider 85%. You can set your watch to it. I mean, you don't get much more predictable than that. And that's how good the pitch is.
Brandon Lau in search of that first big league hit. This would be a great time for it, with Kiermaier at second in a scoreless game. And a little blooper. Short left field. It's going to drop. Base hit. And here comes Kiermaier. Brandon Lau picks up his first big league hit. And with it, a sigh of relief and a run batted in. The Rays take a 1-0 lead. Well, that ball, I was going to say that ball's in good hands, but you know something's going to happen when Carlos Gomez gets that souvenir baseball.
Not to the one that he has, to the one that they present to him.
Yeah.
But how about this? It's been such a rough start for Brandon Lau. He's hit the ball hard, nothing to show for it. But when you look back on your career, you say, my first big league hit, it came in Yankee Stadium, it drove in a run, it gave us the lead. Not too bad.
Yeah, nice going. You feel happy for him to get that thing out of the way. Now, heads up over at first. A toss over there by the New York right-hander. Lau at first, 2 gone. Rays take a 1-0 lead, and the hitter is Michael Perez. Up and away. No ball, no strikes. Perez at .343, pinch hit last night and struck out. Had a couple of hits in the game Sunday to wrap up the Toronto series. 1-1. Double by Kiermaier, 2-out single by Lau. That's a strike. 1-2. Foul ball up the first base side. Perez was hitting .284 at AAA Reno when the Rays acquired him. And he's shown pretty good discipline up there at the plate. Now it's a 2-2 count. It's a shot into right field. Walker will go to the track in front of the wall. He leaps up there, reaching to make the catch. And Perez is out number 3. Well, they gave it a ride, but Walker caught it. Here's the base hit by Brandon Lau to give the Rays the lead. His first big league hit. And it's 1-0 Rays.
Changeup right here, just enough off the end of the bat that allowed Neil Walker to go back and make our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. That ball is going to hit on top of the wall and bounce into the stands or off the top of the wall. That close. Perez.
Yep, just a little small leap and a big reach for Walker to haul that one in to deny Perez an extra base hit of some sort. Well, the Rays with a 1-run lead to go to the bottom of the second inning. Jake Faria to face Miguel Andujar. Andujar lifts it to the right side, out of play. Bird next, and then Walker. An 18-pitch first inning for Jake Faria. Down that time. 1-1. 3-1. Kyle Snyder keeping an eye on Jake Faria. Again, figuring if all goes well, somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 or 4 innings slated for Jake tonight. He's behind Andujar, 3-1.
And sometimes you'll see that with Faria. In his fastball command, you'll see some cut just a little bit. Others will shoot out of that hand, and that's all a byproduct of his arm angle, almost straight over the top.
That's a shot hit well into left. Lau will go back, and that's into the seats out of here. Miguel Andujar hits his 19th home run, and just like that, the Yankees tie it on the long ball. Eighth home run given up in a little over 55 innings for Faria, and Andujar hits this one into the seats. Greg Bird, which is a strike. 6 of the 8 home runs allowed by Faria have been by right-handed hitters. Now strike 2 to Bird. A ball, 2 strikes. Tap to the right side and over to first. Adames on that right side. The Rays shortstop making the play. That's the first out. The switch hitting right fielder Neil Walker. Walker, an infielder by trade. He was in right field starting last night, starting this game in right. Strike 1.
Well, when you start to look at this Yankee infield too, you wonder where he's ever going to fit, if ever. You think about second base, Gleyber Torres getting the night off tonight. You've got Gregorius and Duhar. You're not going to move him.
A little number. Perez with the throw to first, and Walker's out number 2.
About the only chance you have is over at first base, where Greg Bird still has not broken out like the New York Yankees thought that he would at this point. It's been twofold inconsistent as a hitter when he has been in the lineup. Then you've got the injury issue on top of it. Well, these are interesting times here for the New York Yankees, who since the All-Star break, they've been about a 500 team, have lost a ton of ground to the Red Sox, staring that wild card right in the face, and hope to still be able to host that game.
Yep. There's a fly ball off the bat of Romine. A short one into shallow center, caught by Wendell. So a run on the home run by Andujar. We're at the end of 2, tied 1-1. Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Outside Yankee Stadium, the Rays and the Yankees in the Bronx tonight. Here's Malik Smith leading off, taking the first pitch here in the third. 2 wide, 1 ball, no strikes. Alex hit the ball on a line his first time, caught by Neil Walker in right field. Foul back. There's 2-1. Malik's in the leadoff spot, trying to get aboard, take advantage of his speed. And he checked, thought that one was wide. It's a strike called. 2-2. That's a line drive, and he's aboard, a base hit. So Malix is on to lead off the third. Let's see what the Rays can do with this.
Malix just stay in the count, see enough pitches, and eventually hope that pitcher makes a mistake. And with 2 strikes, Sessa did. Now you've got to keep your eye on him. They're going to have to pay attention. And these guys, Duffy and Bowers, you hope that they get some fastballs out over the plate.
Malik's string of success has been pretty good lately on the bases. At one point, he was 11 steals and 7 caught stealings on the year, but he's gone on a 14 out of 15 success rate in stealing here recently. Draws a throw there. So he's now 4th in the league in stolen bases with 25.
And not always just about straight line speed. There's a technique, the way that you get your lead, the way you leave that front hip slightly open, your start. Learning the league, learning these pitchers. Who's got a good move, who's going to hold the ball on you. A lot that goes into it, but he has certainly improved.
Ground ball headed up the middle. That's a base hit for Duffy. Malix will have to stop after advancing to second. Hicks coming in, charging in center field, made the pickup in shallow center.
Well, what did we just talk about? Luis Sessa paying attention to Malix Smith over there at first, then all of a sudden a fastball right down the middle. No location whatsoever. Matt Duffy takes that back up the middle, and now you've got something brewing.
2 men aboard, nobody out for Jake Bowers. Jake trying to snap a hitless string. 0 for 14 right now. Well, this would be a good time to do it. To take on a pitch that drops low. And this one will get by Romine, and to the backstop it goes, putting both men now in scoring position. A wild pitch charged to Sessa.
Boy, where Sessa will tantalize you with his stuff. Think about the 3 mistakes in this inning. A 2-strike hanging breaking ball to Malix Smith, a fastball right down the middle to Duffy, and then that yank 95, and Austin Romine has no chance trying to make that very difficult backhand. We've thrown runners right to second and third.
Big opportunity now for the Rays. Bowers takes it on the corner. 2-1. 2-2.
Gets right back in the count with that slider again, and he tends to lean on that pitch in times of trouble.
And a foul ball. Got just a little piece of that one right at the feet of Romine. Couple of base hits, a wild pitch, both men now in scoring position. Ground ball outside the bag at first. 1-1 ball game. The Rays have Malik Smith at third, Matt Duffy at second. Bowers trying to stop a hitless streak.
If you had any confidence in being able to locate a fastball, this is the time you come in and up. 2-2, all of those sliders in a row, a fastball up and in. See what he does.
And he took a shot in there and missed off the plate in at 97.
Well, and that's why you do it. First of all, that's where they try to get Jake Bauers to chase a lot with the fastball up and in. And then on top of that, after feeding him nothing but sliders and knowing how much he likes that pitch in these spots, it has the chance to not only beat him, it has a chance to catch him by surprise if he does take it. And that one just in off. The right pitch, the wrong execution. And now you probably come right back to the wrinkle.
Full count.
The fastball has had its time, so you're either thinking, what do I feel better with? The slider. He also likes the change up to lefties.
Here we go, 3-2, and he lost him down and away. So the bases are loaded. He changed up on him and walked him. Smith third, Duffy second, Bowers at first. Here's Joey Wendell. Chance for a very productive inning right now. And Wendell takes it too low. Nice take to start this at bat.
Well, you're pigeonholing him. You know what he likes to do in these spots. Go with that breaking ball, whether it be the curveball or the slider.
Pop back of third near the line. That ball is going to be out of play into the stands and back out onto the playing field. You saw Gardner get over there. Well, he had his chance and could not execute. Take a look there.
Well, a couple of them right there off the hand.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. What do you think? Can we get you?
Gardner trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, those guys rock hands.
Yep. So somebody in about the 5th or 6th row will grab it.
Yeah, that front row, no confidence whatsoever.
1-2 the count now with Wendell fouling that one.
At least he showed some heart and hustle.
The disappointment.
Now, by virtue of their seats, they could get another shot.
Yep.
But boy, you hate to miss out on the first one.
Now 1-2 on Wendell. And a swing and a miss. So a big strikeout for Sessa to get Wendell. 1 out with the bases still loaded.
Well, this is a huge strikeout. Joey Wendell set up to have an opportunity to drive some people in. That breaking ball actually hit in front of the plate, fooled by the spin, and goes after really what turned out to be an unhittable pitch. That hurts.
G-Man Choi with a chance. 3 of those 5 home runs in a Rays uniform. And there's a strike call. Thought it was off the plate end. Strike 1.
Here's the thing. We've seen Sessa so far get that pitch off the plate in. We saw him get one off the plate away against Malik Smith. Not really even debatable.
Now it's low. Blocked by Romine. Alex single. And Duffy single. Bowers walked. Bases loaded. 1 out. 1-1 the count. Choi waiting for the next pitch from Sessa. And that's a miss down with the fastball.
Well, he wants to work the fringes of the zone, and especially down now, because you'd like to get Choi to hit that ball into the ground, maybe get a double play and get out of this inning. A chase. Problem is, he doesn't go after them. All of a sudden, the count starts to swing in his favor.
Ground ball, backhanded stop. Gregorius out at second, safe at first. The Rays get a run. Smith crosses the plate. Duffy goes to third. Bowers forced at second. What a stop by Gregorius to get the first out there on the attempted double play, the second out of the inning. And they could not get it to first in time to get Choi, who picks up a run batted in. So the Rays make it a 2-1 ball game. 2 outs, first and third. Kevin Kiermaier, who scored the initial run of the game, is up here to bat again in the third inning. He doubled and scored in the second. Takes a changeup or fastball there outside. Kiermaier now with 6 doubles. Which is down. 2-0. Willie Adames would be next. Ground ball. There's a base hit skipping through the middle. That gets Duffy home. Choi goes to second. Kiermaier comes through. He is 2 for 2, and what a great sign that is. It's 3-1 Rays as Kevin Kiermaier drives in the run.
Well, Luis Sessa continues to put himself into bad counts. The double to left field and then right back up the middle with this one, and Kevin Kiermaier doing a really nice job of making the adjustment and trying to stay inside the baseball, not trying to pull everything. And so far so good. A double, a single, a run driven in, and the Rays extend that lead.
So Kiermaier has driven in the run. Larry Rothschild spending some time on the mound with Sessa. So the Yankees use one of their mound visits. Choi's at second, Kiermaier's at first, and Willie Adames will be the hitter. Pitch is a strike. ball foul. So it's 0-2 for Sessa. This is his sixth, as in sixth stint with the Yankees this year. So he's been with the Yankees 6 different times. It's been some time on the DL with an oblique strain. 0-2 count. Upstairs. Now 1 and 2.
Change the eye level with the fastball, and you would expect him to come right back with the slider. He was able to get him his first at bat on a couple of sliders, and you would expect to see it again right here.
And he gets him with it. Well, that 85% rule with 2 strikes on a right-handed hitter with the slider. But the Rays come up with 2 and lead 3-1.
New York Yankees. Well, you guys touched on it earlier, but Jake Correa making his first start since May 22nd. And I was talking with him earlier, and he stressed the importance of finishing this season strong. He said he thinks about Blake Snell's situation last season. He got sent down, and then when he came back to the big leagues, Correa described him as unhittable and said he's pretty much been unhittable ever since. So Jake is really trying to treat this as a reset button and get a fresh start and trying to make some adjustments. And the most important thing is to stay healthy, guys.
Yeah, the Rays would love to see that. He made such an impression last year when he first surfaced in the major leagues. He's had to battle a couple of injury situations. First pitch strike here this inning. Now pitch in on Ronald Torreyes, and he fouls it out of play. 0-2.
Well, and he's got a month and a half too before the end of the season, so you want to come back, you want to be healthy, you want to have some success and really start to build some momentum for the offseason so that you have that good offseason going into spring training next year.
Skied to the right side on the infield this time, and Bowers waiting for that one to finally come down. 1 away. Let's go back. Michelle, you have more for us.
I do. Unrelated to Correa, in between innings, when the Rays score a run, Ozzie Timmons does 10 push-ups for every run that the Rays score. It's something that Nathan Eovaldi and Blake Snell used to do with him back earlier in the season. And if you notice Carlos Gomez throwing sunflower seeds on him, that's because it's supposed to add weight.
Well, Gardner trying to get himself into scoring position at second base. Gardner singled with 1 out. He's still at first with 2 outs. Correa has struck out Stanton. Now 2-1 on Hicks. Ground ball to first. Bowers steps on the bag to retire the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the 4th. 3-1 Rays. Devil Rays shortstop Andy Sheets hitting a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Cleveland's Mark Wolders to give Tampa Bay a 4-3 walk-off win. Here tonight, Brandon Lau gave the Rays the early lead with a base hit in the 2nd inning, his first major league hit. That drove in Kevin Kiermaier. Gave the Rays a 1-0 lead. New York tied it on the Andujar home run in the 2nd. The Rays right back with a couple in the 3rd. Wow, fouls this one now. It's 1-1. Sure, that's a heavy load off his shoulders here to get that first big league hit out of the way, and the added benefit of driving in the run. Now 1-2. Wow, had hit .297 in 100 games between Montgomery and Durham this year, with 22 home runs. Action in the bullpen for the Yankees. Jonathan Holder is up. That's strike 3 to Lau. One away here in the 4th. Strikeout number 4 for Sessa. And Michael Perez, who hit the ball deep into right field his first time. Walker made a little leaping and reaching catch to rob him of some sort of extra base hit. And Walker limbering up that glove again out there. Strike the count. That's a one hopper to the left of Torres through and into right field. Torres out there in short right. Perez got it by him.
Yeah, you're out there because it allows you some latitude to move to your left or right. So when you were able to squeeze a ball by him this close, it has to be ripped, and it was. It was a fastball that was right in the heart of the plate, and that ball shot right to Neil Walker.
You know, I'm not sure the Rays knew exactly what they were getting out of Perez. The reports on him as a catcher were pretty good, but as a hitter, I think they've been pleasantly surprised because he's had a great approach and has hit the ball hard.
All over the field, too. You remember his first hit was a double up the left field line.
There's Malik Smith getting into one. High fly ball deep to right. Goodbye. Malik Smith on the first pitch has belted a 2-run home run, his second home run of the year. And the Rays will take a 5-1 lead. He got that one. RBIs 28 and 29 for Malik's. Well, there you go, playing long ball now for Malik Smith. So the Rays take a 5-1 lead. The Rays celebrate in the dugout. Boone goes to the mound to make a pitching change. Back in a moment. From the Florida Lottery, a new spin on a classic. They're loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. So unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Rays building a lead here in the fourth inning. Sessa departs after 3 1/3. There's the line on the Yankee right-hander.
Too many pitches out over the heart of the plate, and that is what ultimately drove him to the bench. It was Malik Smith coming up out of the leadoff spot, and this ball, no doubter off the bat. Just a hanger, middle of the plate, very similar to the pitch that he hit out into right field for a base hit. He takes this one much further, right off the facing of that second deck, and the Rays in control here early.
Well, Kevin Cash joining in the celebration with Malik Smith, his second home run of the year. His other one came against Houston at Tropicana Field on July 1st. There's a strike to Matt Duffy. Jonathan Holder, the new pitcher. Now a strike again, 0-2.
For Holder, fastball, curveball, slider change. Not overpowering, but overall has done a nice job coming out of that Yankee bullpen.
1-2. Malik's Hit a couple home runs last year for the Rays and has 2 now. Connected off Brad Peacock of Houston at Tropicana Field on July 1st. Connecting off Luis Sessa here tonight at Yankee Stadium. A little close there on that pitch to Duffy. It's 2-2. Foul ball there. Duffy still up there with a 2-2 count. Alex treated with some royalty there in the Rays dugout. Making the most of this home run. Foul right back into the screen. You know, when he hit that home run against the Astros, he had gone 356 at bats between home runs. Well, fewer than that here tonight. He went a month and a half between homers, and he's making a little notation on that blast. Swing and a miss. Duffy is out on strikes. So Holder picks up the second out of the inning, striking out Duffy. Well, the Rays are running the second, 2 runs in the third, and a couple runs here in the fourth.
Well, this will be a great test. When this half inning is over, we'll count the push-ups by Timmons, and will we get
There
50
we
or
go.
we just get
Find
20
out.
more? If it's 50, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yes, he does.
And it's still early. They could just keep piling them on.
Strike on Bowers. It's a little wide. 1-1 now. 5 runs off Sessa, now facing Holder, and that's Sonny Gray up in the New York Yankee bullpen beyond the right field fence. Bowers fouls it out of play. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Alex telling Carlos Gomez how it's done. Swing and a miss. Bowers missed the breaking ball. So the Rays are finished in the 4th inning, but they pick up 2 on one swing of the bat by Malik Smith. Home run to right. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-1 Tampa Bay. as Ozzie Timmons still trying to get to the bottom of the push-up challenge.
Well, I know that we had the cameras trained in on him. So has he? Maybe he's arguing right now. Gomez is like, you got to give me 50 more. And Timmons is saying, no, 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 no. I do the difference. I get 20. I just did 30. Now I'm going to do 20 more to get to 50. And Gomez is like, no, no, baby. You come in with 5 runs on the board. You do 50 push-ups.
Yeah, just a slight misunderstanding there to settle.
And we'll have to count him out and see, see where we go.
There he goes. That's a strike to Gregorius.
That was 20. Okay. So that's what we're doing. So that was 20 on the nose. So he did 30. There's 20. Now there's your 50 total.
Yeah, and then they still have a disagreement.
Yeah, because Gomez is saying, no, 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 no. You got to give the 50. I mean, think about it. When listen, it's football season. College football, the college cheerleaders, when they score the points and they do the push-ups, it's cumulative. You just keep adding them. And another reason why Carlos Gomez needs to be in the lineup all the time.
This high fly ball down the opposite side. That's going to be out of play. Gregorius making a bid, but it was foul, and the count is still 2-2. So there you go. Ozzie Timmons has lived up to what he considered his part of the bargain. Still getting a little flack from Gomez. In the meantime, it's a full count to Gregorius. You don't want to put the leadoff man on. You got him down 5-1. Get that first man and move on. Ooh, he lost him. Ball 4. Leadoff walk at that. Gregorius heads to first. The hitter is going to be Miguel Andujar, who's already homered tonight.
Well, Kyle Snyder coming to the mound, and it gives us a chance to talk about the totals. The totals for Carlos Gomez, the totals for Ozzie Timmons. Ozzie, they scored the run, he did 10.
Yep.
They scored 2 more runs, he did 20 more. So that's 30 total, and then another 20 is 50.
Yes.
Where what Gomez is saying is, you did the first 10, then you should have given me 30 more, so that's 40, and then 50 more, that's 90. So right now there's a discrepancy of 40 push-ups, and it's only going to grow the more that the Rays score.
Yeah, and I think Ozzie's going to hold fast to 10 per run.
Well, and listen, I don't disagree with that. You don't want to put him on the DL first game.
That's right.
I mean, you know, another run, you're going to have him do 60 more. I mean, this guy will be shot.
Yeah.
Before the weekend.
Yeah.
They got to ease him into it. Maybe he builds into that.
Well, here's Andujar. Down and away. Rays start to get some action in the bullpen. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ryan Yarbrough, the lefty. And that's Chaz Rowe, who's back active. And Kevin Cash said yesterday it's important to have the veteran right-hander back. Shot to center field. Kiermaier's going to go to the wall. He'll leap and make the catch in front of the wall, and a throw back to first base, and that's just not going to be in time, as Gregorius had to make good time to get back there. So Andujar, long fly ball to center on the track, and Gregorius back to first base. That's a long out and a very big out for the Rays to record.
Well, Andujar, who already homered in this ball game, hits this ball squarely into center, and Kiermaier going to go all the way back. And by the way, this is why you keep that arm nice and loose in between innings, because he turns it loose. and throws a bomb in there, trying to go for the long double play. One ball would have ended up just short, but still had to get back there and make the catch. Eyes on the baseball, make the leap just in case.
Now the first pitch to Bird is a strike. One and one. Two balls and a strike. And a strike call. Squares it. 2-2 here on Greg Bird. On deck, Walker. 2 outings ago, Faria made 68 pitches. 43 his last time. 62 right now. This one is fouled back.
It's okay too, because that fastball, Greg Bird knows that he has to protect, and so you go with that fastball up in the zone, and he's able to spoil it like he did. That sets up that changeup down and away, and Faria able to control a lot of left-handed hitters because of that pitch. Let's see if that's what they indeed go with. Probably not if he's sitting up middle in.
That's fouled away. Another fastball.
Makes it even easier to go to the changeup now and try to get Bird reaching. Maybe he pulls it into the teeth of the defense. You could turn 2. Maybe he pulls off of it and you strike him out. He's already given you a ground ball here tonight. We're going to stay hard.
And the count's going to go full. Faria missed with it.
Well, now if the Yankees do put Gregorius in motion, try to create some havoc out there. You're down by 4. A run doesn't mean a whole lot, but gives you a chance too to stay out of the double play. We'll see.
Leaning a little bit, not going. 3-2 is wide.
Didn't have to.
So Bird draws the walk, and Kevin Cash will take a walk himself and make a call to the bullpen. We'll be back in a moment. out of this game after 3 1/3. 3 hits and a run, a couple of strikeouts, and 2 walks.
And by the way, to update that story, Ronald Acuna Jr. was just hit again in the 2nd inning.
Wow.
And he is out of the game now.
Wow, things
Yeah.
get a little out of hand.
Oh, you would think.
Chaz Rowe just back active, reinstated after that left meniscus tear. He's facing Neil Walker. 1-0, 2 men on with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Rowe last pitch for the Rays on July the 6th. That was across town here against the Mets. Now a strike. It's 1-1.
You know what, Dwayne? I don't think he got hit again. I think as a byproduct of what Rich was talking about, he came out from the field, got out into the field, and I think that whatever, it got him on the elbow.
Yep.
So, you know, you don't want to mess around with that too much and maybe stiffening up in between innings, and he is out of the game at this point.
Okay. Wow, that's a little strange down there.
I was going to say, if he had gotten hit again,
oh, they might still be brawling.
yeah, there'd be shivs involved.
Oh, man.
Shanks.
Now there's Jake Faria after 3 1/3. Rowe has inherited a couple of runners, trying to work the Rays out of this spot.
Oh.
Down, and it hit him. Walker hit by the pitch, and the bases are loaded. So without the benefit of a hit, the Yankees are going to get the tying run to the plate with 1 out here in the 4th.
That's what you can imagine the thoughts going through Kevin Cash's head. You got a 4-run lead here at Yankee Stadium. And like you said, 3 of the first 4 hitters, walk, and a hit batter on a slider that just went crazy right there. And we know that Chaz Rowe can get a ton of movement on that pitch.
And here's the guy who hit one out of here over the 314 mark down the right field line last night. He takes a strike. Austin Romine popped out his first time. Fouled up the right side, well out of play. 0-2. We'll revisit that shot. Romine's second at bat last night.
Snuck it inside the pole. Few rows up from 314. The only blemish there for Jalen Beeks, who threw the ball very well.
Yeah, Beeks had 8 strikeouts in 5 innings last night. Touch for that home run. Now 0-2 to Romine. Ooh, strike 3 called right there on the outside corner. Romine caught looking, a big strikeout for Chaz Rowe.
I'll tell you, the way that he is able to make that pitch break seemingly out of nowhere. I mean, it just takes off on you. One of the nastiest sliders that you will see.
And a nice job on the receiving end there by Perez. Kind of stick the landing on that pitch.
Strong wrists.
Now Torreyes. Ball backed up a bit inside. 1-0. Ronald Torreyes popped out to Bowers in the 3rd. Little tapper that'll be charged. The pickup and the throw. Oh, safe at first.
Get on the horn.
Duffy came in charging, got rid of it quickly. And Torreyes called safe at first, which will give New York a run. And the Rays I'm going to check with the video room.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at it.
They want to take a look at that.
Got to feel pretty good about it.
Well, the Yankees got a call earlier. They challenged and prevailed. Let's see what happens here. Another look.
When Duffy charged, nice strong throw. He's going to be out.
Yep, I think he has to be out.
That toe up, the foot off the bag as it heads into the glove. Out.
Sort of a sigh went up here at Yankee Stadium when they saw that one on the board.
And the Rays, most of them leaving the field of play, they're pretty convinced. Let's take a look.
Well, a nice play by Duffy.
Out. See ya.
And Torres is going to be out at first. And this is a job well done by Chaz Rowe. So the challenge and the Rays prevail. We are through 4 with the Rays holding this 5-1 lead. On Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers, by El Dorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years, and by your local Ford dealers. Oh, got a little look at the Ford train there next to Yankee Stadium as we move into the 5th. Rays holding this 5-1 lead. Got out of a big spot. New York leaving the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th, and now Sonny Gray takes over on the mound with his record of 9-8. ERA a little better than 5.5. And he's trying to settle some things here and work some things out for the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Joey Wendell leads off and the pitch is down 1-0.
I mean, really, where does he fit in on this team? You know, it's not worked out for him as a starter, has been now pushed out into the bullpen, and you know, in his place, Lance Lynn has thrown the ball extremely well. Is he a bullpen guy? Can they go with him there into the postseason?
2-0. Well, all of those are questions the Yankees and Gray are trying to figure out. This is his 3rd relief appearance of the year. The chopper foul. It's 2-1.
I think if you start to wonder, and most, you know, a lot of people have, and I'm sure that it's starting to be thought about within the organization. Does this market work for Sonny Gray? You know, not everybody is built to pitch in New York.
Yeah, it's not unheard of. There's a strike. 2-2. Worked out of the bullpen Sunday against Texas. Pitched an inning, gave up 5 hits and 2 runs. Full count on Wendell.
Sometimes the personality type is just not fit for the fishbowl, for the scrutiny that you're going to get here, especially with a guy coming in that they expect to make a big difference. It's not like you're sliding in as a 5th starter or a long guy out of the pen. Sonny Gray was a guy that was counted on here.
A little tapper and the underhanded toss from Gray to Bird. Wendell is the first out in the 5th inning.
And while he's had his moments, the inconsistency is what has really driven him from the rotation and at this point out in that bullpen.
Gray is 28 years old. Some good years in Oakland, and they anticipated more of the same here in New York when he came over. He was 4-7 with the Yankees last year after that move, and 11 starts. 1-0 the count to Ji-Man Choi. Now 1-1.
He
5 runs off Sessa, then Holder, now Gray.
And he had that start against the Rays earlier this year where he gave up some runs and got into some trouble early and then retired like 15 in a row at one point. Got into a really good run and had simplified his arsenal. You look and see what he throws. He's going to throw the 4-seam, 2-seam. He cuts the ball, curveball, a slider, a little bit of a changeup. I mean, he throws everything at you, but when he simplifies his arsenal, tends to have a little bit more success.
2-2 down to Choi.
I'll tell you, that's tough to go out there on the mound and game plan with 6 pitches, 5 pitches, if you want to count the 2-seamer, 4-seamer as one.
Foul the other way. Five runs, 7 hits for the Rays. A run, 3 hits for New York tonight. Tomorrow's game, a day game. A little broken bat up the right side. That looper is fair inside the right field line. Choi's going to dig for 2, and he'll make it. A 2-base hit for Ji-Man Choi. Well, you don't always have to hit it hard. Sacrificed a bat for that double. And that's hit number 8 for the Rays.
It's the breaking ball, and it gets in on him. Left holding the handle. You'd gladly do that to drop it in and put yourself into scoring position, an extra base hit. And constant, consistent pressure by the Rays offense tonight.
And Kevin Kiermaier, this is good news for the Rays. Kiermaier 2 for 2 tonight. A double, a run scored, a single, and a run batted in.
And did you see that little warm-up that he did before stepping into the box? That right there is to remind yourself to stay inside the baseball. And that's what he's done in his 2 hits.
Takes a strike from Gray.
See it right there again. See that something very similar to we see what Daniel Robertson does to remind himself to stay inside the baseball.
That's a little low. 1-1. And Robertson on the DL with that hand injury. That's a loss for the Rays. He's an offensive force and could play all over the place. Now 2-1. Kiermaier, a couple of home runs off Gray. Those 5 career hits off him, 2 of them home runs. Sends a fly ball into center field. Hicks is back to catch it. Choi tags, but he'll play it safe at second. 2 gone. That'll be Willie Adames against Sonny Gray. Pitch is down, 1-0. Adames has a home run off Gray. Came back in the 3rd week of June. Taps it foul, 1-1. Willie's 2nd home run. Remember, his first home run was off Chris Sale. Fouls it back and is behind in the count, 1-2. Adames hit that home run at Tropicana Field, headed up the right field line back in June against Gray. Now it's 2-2. Upstairs. That's that game you were talking about when Gray pitched against the Rays. They got him for a couple runs in the first 2 innings, and then he retired 15 in a row and then gave up the home run to Adames, and the Rays beat him 4-0 in that game. Full count now. And he draws the walk. So 2 men on with 2 men out for Brandon Lau. Aaron Boone looking on from the Yankee dugout. Lau with that first base hit in the big leagues in the 2nd inning to drive in a run. Take a look as he dropped that one into left.
Well, that ball got in on him a little bit. Initially, not sure exactly where it was. Guess what? It was just inside the line. RBI single.
Fouls this one down the left side into the stands.
You know, when Gomez holds that ball up like that, is he celebrating with Lau? Or is that a message, Ozzy, you got push-ups coming when you get into the dugout here? Or both?
Could be both. That's a hot shot, but foul.
Oh! I'll tell you what, this guy's been getting wore out down the line, but man, he recovers and hustles.
Yes, he
with
does.
The best of them.
Yeah, that ball was on him before he knew it.
Yep. That almost went through him. Never give up.
0-2 now on Lau. It's low. Choi doubled. He's at second. Adames walked with 2 outs. He's at first. Sonny Gray, the third pitcher for New York. Ground ball right side. There's a base hit. Choi's going to be waved to the plate. The throw will come through. Not going to be in time. Choi tumbles across a tumbling slide to give the Rays their 6th run. Adames hustled to third on the RBI single by Lau. He's 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in tonight. The Rays now have a 6-1 lead.
Boy, a hanging breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. And Lau is able to just hammer this ball to the right side, find an opening. Choi going to come around and score, and the fans here, you can hear them starting to burble and gurgle a little bit here at Sonny Gray. And it's been a frustrating season for him, and still hasn't been able to right the ship.
Michael Perez takes a fastball inside. Perez had a base hit and a run scored in the 4th inning. Hit the ball deep to right in the 2nd, only to have Walker catch it at the wall. One and one.
We talk about that consistent pressure by the Rays offense. This is now the 4th straight inning they've scored in.
Little tapper foul. It's 1-2. And there's a liner down to third, caught by Andujar. The Rays are finished in the 5th, but they add a run and lead 6-1. The Rays at 7-Eleven, bringing $7.11 tickets to Rays fans. Just visit a local participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a discount voucher for the game Friday, August 24th against the Red Sox. And while you're there, Cool off with a Big Gulp and a Rays branded Big Gulp Cup for just 99 cents in stores through August. A couple of weeks left. Ryan Yarbrough, the new pitcher for the Rays, their third of the night, making his 30th appearance on 10-5 on the year. We'll face the top of the order here in the 5th inning. Brett Gardner. Gardner 1 out of 2 tonight. First pitch, he looks at strike 1. 2/3 of an inning for Rowe. His first appearance back off the DL. Ground ball right side for Wendell. His throw to first in time, and Gardner is out of there.
Well, that's exactly what Kevin Cash wants to see. Ryan Yarbrough come in here, work quickly, pound the strike zone, force the Yankees to have to put the ball in play to work themselves on board. Well, it'll be interesting to see how he plays it too. You think if he could get maybe 2-3 innings out of him and then turn it over to the back end of the bullpen would be ideal.
Stanton takes ball 1 low. Yarbrough works Sunday against Toronto. Now 2-0. Fly ball into left. Lau cutting across. It's going to be over his head. Bounds off the wall. Kiermaier plays the carom throw into second, and that's a double for Stanton. His 24th double of the year.
That line drive just had too much heat for Brandon Lau to be able to get to it in time. Big gap out there in left center field. That ball stung by Stanton. See how close he gets. And just over that glove and off the wall.
Stanton at second base. Here's Hicks hitting from the right side against the lefty. Ball, no strikes. Jake Faria gave up a run in 3 1/3. Rowe 2/3, and now Yarbrough 1 out into the 5th with a man at second. Ryan worked 2 innings in the 2-1 loss to the Blue Jays Sunday. It's fouled back 1-1. Alvarado got the loss in that game. Hicks had an infield hit in the first. Grounded out unassisted to Bowers to end the 3rd, leaving a man aboard. 1 out here in the 5th inning with Stanton on second. Foul back 1-2. Popped up, foul, that will carry back and out of play. Last time Yarbrough faced the Yankees was back on the 22nd of June. Pitched 3 1/3. It was at the Trop, gave up 1 hit, no runs, and came out of that with a 2-1 win. Fly ball to right field. Malik Smith will make the catch, the tag. Stanton's going to head to third. He'll be there with 2 gone. Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and a lot more. So download the MLB Ballpark app tonight. Didi Gregorius at the plate. Fastball a little close, moves him back and around. Stanton, who doubled, now at third. Gregorius, 69 runs batted in on the year. And way up in the count, 3-0.
Got 3 straight fastballs that have missed, and you'll remember Gregorius got off to that torrid month of April. I think he had 10 home runs in the month. Things have calmed down considerably since, but always a threat.
Now a strike, stays in. 3-1.
Yeah, Yarbrough trying to make it all the way back from 3-0. The last thing that you want are free base runners. You want to make the Yankees at this point earn every single thing that they get.
And the foul ball headed for the stands, back a third. So back full now with the count. Fly ball, center field. Kiermaier is there and makes the catch. A man left at third. We're through 5 with the Rays holding this 6-1 lead. Kiermaier, Miguel Andujar's 19th home run of the year in the bottom of the inning tied it, setting up the third when the Rays grabbed the lead Choi drove in a run, and then Kevin Kiermaier with a base hit picked up another one to make it 3-1. Alex Smith connected for his second home run of the year in the fourth. That built a 5-1 lead. Lau with another hit drove in a run in the fifth, and the Rays lead 6-1 as we go to the sixth. And the top of the order, Alex Smith, who has a single and a home run tonight, will lead off against Sonny Gray. Alex takes the pitch down. Couple of hits, 2 runs scored, 2 runs driven in from Alex Smith. Up the left side, out of play, foul, 1-1. Gray, the third pitcher for New York. Touch for a run in the fifth. Ground ball to Reyes at second, makes the pickup and throw. And one away in the sixth inning. Well, Boston leading the East by 10 to open the day over New York. The Rays running a distant third. Toronto and Baltimore the rest of the East. Well, the American League West, Houston started the day only 1 game ahead of Oakland. The A's have closed a big gap. Matt Duffy takes a strike, but Oakland lost an extra inning game today. And Houston has built a 7-0 lead over the Rockies through 3 in Houston.
Feeling the pressure, hearing the footsteps.
Yes, they are. I'll tell you, how about that? The lead down to 1. Houston has lost 5 in a row, and Oakland had put together a little 4-game winning streak, and they'd been hot anyway before losing extra innings today. So right now they're a game and a half back, and 2 in the loss column.
And who saw that coming?
I know.
I mean,
that's amazing.
It wasn't like they got off to a great start this season either. You know, they were a middling team for a long time, but the last couple of months, I mean, they have just gone crazy.
Yeah, and it hasn't made any difference. They've been playing as well on the road as they have at home, Oakland.
They started making moves to strengthen their team. You know, the idea was to try and catch the Mariners in a wild card race because they were behind them by a pretty good margin. Well, they've caught past them, and now, like you said, now you got the Astros in your sights, and you're that close.
Yes. Well, Duffy's out on strikes. Well, the wild card right now, New York and then Oakland. Yankees up by 4. So Oakland chasing the Yankees, but first they're chasing Houston, closer to the division lead than they are the wild card.
And this is really the time of the year that you start to focus on that loss column. You know, those are the ones you can't make up. You saw that Seattle 2.5 behind Oakland in the wild card, but 3 in the loss column.
2-0 here to Bowers. 2 outs, bases empty.
Yeah, that could be a fun finish. You know, for the longest time, it was the American League was set. You knew who was going to be in, done and over with. The National League had all the parity. Well, Oakland's making that real interesting.
2-1. I mean, wouldn't that be something? I know that a lot of people were surprised, and frankly, including us.
Yes.
That Oakland started the day only a game back. And that was only a game back in the loss column.
I thought you were telling me that so that I would take it to the air and you could just chuckle while I made a fool of myself. Like,
well,
are you sure? I mean, but that really was how unbelievable it was and how quickly they got there.
Yep. So that's been a great story. Sometimes you out there on the West Coast, you kind of lose the impact of a story like that. But boy, what a story that's been. Bowers has worked a full count against Gray. Well, the Rays have had base runners in every inning except this one. They've scored in 4 consecutive innings. 1 in the second, 2 each in the third and fourth, and another run in the fifth. Now 3-2 to Jake Bowers. He fouls it. Faria, Rowe, and Yarbrough for Kevin Cash and the Rays tonight. Sessa, Holder, and Gray for New York. Ground ball. It's Gregorius on the right side of second to make the play. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Rays. Bottom of inning 6 coming. 6-1 Tampa Bay.
Here at Yankee Stadium. Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We are going to feature second baseman Vidal Brujan tonight. Last night in High A, Charlotte was 3 for 6 with a double, triple, and 3 runs. And in only 9 games for the Stone Crabs this season, he has 16 hits, 5 of them for extra bases, and 5 stolen bases. So far, he's done better in High A than he did in Low A, and he hit .313 in Low A, guys.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. He's from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. He's playing second base, but coming from San Pedro de Macorís, I'm surprised he's not a shortstop. Remember when it seemed that every shortstop who came out of the Dominican and got to the big leagues was from San Pedro de Macorís just a few years ago. So he might have shortstop in his future before it's all over. And he has put together some good numbers. Most of that at Bowling Green, and now at Charlotte. Two strikes here on Andujar. That's going to be a base hit the other way. Smith hustling to the line, and Andujar is going to dig for 2. He'll make it. That's his 34th double of the year. You don't always have to hit it hard. Right place, and a 2-base hit.
That's his 4th extra base hit of this series. And a couple of doubles last night, a home run, and now a double here tonight. We already showed you in the open that he leads all major league rookies in doubles and extra base hits, and just continues to add to those totals.
Yeah, what a hitter he's turned out to be for the Yankees. 2 for 3 tonight. Now Greg Bird's at the plate. A strike around the knees. One and one. Rays got Bird on a ground ball handled by Adames out of the shift. Back in the second, he walked in the fourth. There's a breaking ball over for a strike. 1 and 2. Wave and Adames reaching. So Bird down on strikes.
That sequence of pitches by Ryan Yarbrough is just mean. It's just mean. I mean, that is abuse, the way that he worked him all over. Front door to breaking ball, and then took one off the plate, took him down to one knee. Not very nice.
Just the way you like it.
Well,
This is Neil Walker. He was hitting the left foot by a pitch his last time. Chops it foul outside of third. Walker thrown out catcher first in the second inning in his first at bat. Two. Rebound back to Jordan Baker, the plate umpire. Should have that ball. Baker out of Enid, Oklahoma, calling the balls and strikes tonight. This one is down 1-2. Saw a shot of Aaron Judge there, and the Yankees thought that maybe by now they'd have him back. Not the case.
no. Tomorrow will be week 3. I mean, the 3 weeks since he got that chip fracture in the wrist, and they thought initially he'd be swinging the bat after 1 week and probably back to play within 3 weeks. And that day comes tomorrow, and he has yet to pick up a bat. Doing some fielding drills, doing some running, staying ready, but yet to have swung a bat. And I'll tell you what, you got to think, after 3 weeks of not doing anything, you know, how long does that buildup take? Says he still has sharp pain in that wrist.
Pitch started wide and just missed. 2-2.
So you figure at the minimum, I mean, if he started swinging and hitting off of a tee tomorrow, which he's obviously not going to do, there's some time involved. And then, oh, by the way, you're going to have to get some rehab appearances to see live pitching.
Yeah, well, you're getting down to 6 weeks left in the regular season here. Lifted into right field. Malik Smith is there to make the catch. And Andujar remains at second.
Yeah, it would not surprise me, and you would hope that the Yankees would be doing this, but you know, a guy throwing a bullpen, and if he wouldn't mind, you know, you have him stand in, so at least you're keeping your eyes sharp. You obviously, you're not going to be able to swing the bat, but you want to be able to see, you know, the stuff coming out of a hand and track it with your eyes. Try to keep those quick. Stay as ready as you possibly can, because you're going to want to hit the ground running. Like you said, time's running out.
There's Austin Romine. He's popped out and has been called out on strikes.
Well, he's out there almost every day now because of Gary Sanchez.
Yes. Which is too low. Yeah, there's Sanchez on the sideline.
Been a tough year for Sanchez, even when he was healthy, not producing nearly at the level that the Yankees were hopeful that he would.
Pitch in on Romine, and he pops it foul out of play. 1-1. Well, the Yankees have a list of them, and here they are. Aaron Judge and Sanchez. We mentioned last night CC Sabathia going on the DL. That right knee has been more or less a chronic situation with him, and on the DL with that. 1-1. Ground ball, third base. Duffy's throw to first in time, and we are through 6. On to the 7th we go. Rays holding a 6-1 lead. Toyota, let's go places. Buy Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by your local Honda dealer. Flatiron Building in Manhattan there as we go to the 7th inning in the Bronx. Joey Wendell all set to lead off against the right-hander Sonny Gray. Wendell, Choi, and Kiermaier. Mets have dropped a 9 spot on the Orioles in the top of the 6th inning. And they've taken a 14-1 lead in Baltimore.
Ouch.
Blue Jays have, the Orioles have officially been eliminated. Now Joey Wendell. Pitch is down. Wendell 0 for 3 tonight. Fly ball to center, a strikeout, and a comebacker to the hill.
It'll be a fascinating offseason. You know, for as top heavy as the American League is, what teams are going to make the jump? How are some of the teams at the bottom of the barrel going to remake themselves? In what image do the Orioles remake themselves? I think they became obviously too one-dimensional as far as the offense goes. What are they going to do with the pitching staff? You can see what the Rays are trying to do.
2-1. Now the Rays have gotten much younger and much deeper throughout the organization. I'll tell you what the Rays have done to this point seems pretty remarkable.
It does. And you know what, really for the first time in a long time, you get the idea that when the season's over and you start to roll into spring training next year, you're going to have a pretty good idea of what the team's going to look like.
Yeah, you know who's going to be around. And there's going to be a lot of youthful depth in the organization.
I love the idea, you know, what they've done offensively. I think if you could find a little bit more power to supplement, that would help. That's not easy to find. But
nope.
If there was somehow, you know, you get a couple of these young hitters that start to mature a little bit. and give you a little bit more power.
I think that's part of the thinking with Tommy Pham. You know, you're not gonna make him the central character, but he's a guy who certainly with enough power and experience can contribute. And the Rays would love to get him healthy and back playing. Wendell tried to check. He's out of there on strikes with the toss down to Bird. Well, let's get a little update on Tommy Pham. Rehabbing with Hudson Valley here locally with that right foot fracture. 3 for 4. And a home run tonight. A couple of runs batted in.
I think that is sending a clear message. I'm ready. I'm ready to be activated.
Ji-Man Choi. Pitch is a strike. Choi with a run scored, a run batted in. He has a double for the evening. One and one. Now that puts him down in the count. Be sure and stay tuned. The middle of the 7th inning. For the Ram game break, brought to you by the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. Two and two. Kevin Kiermaier with a couple hits tonight is on deck. Rays seeing that as a very good sign. Fastball upstairs will run the count to 3 and 2. Ground ball, that's kicked by Sonny Gray, and that's going to be a base hit. By the time Torres could pick it up, no play. Choi back to the mound, and it was kicked by the pitcher Gray. Got his foot out there to deflect it.
Sonny Gray just cannot buy a break. This ball, you can see right there, deliberate attempt to knock that thing down, and instead it squirts into no man's land. As you saw Torres deep out there at second base. Play a little soccer out on the mound.
Second hit of the night for Choi. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. He takes a strike. Fastball. Run batted in for Kiermaier tonight, and a run scored. One and one. Rays now in double figures. They have 10 hits, 7 off Sessa, 3 off Sonny Gray. Willie Adames is the on deck man. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th inning. Runner takes off, a little comebacker. Quick toss to first. Choi up to second base, and Kiermaier's out of there, pitcher first. Well, the wrap-up game of this series tomorrow afternoon, day game. Blake Snell and Masahiro Tanaka. Boy, it just doesn't get much better than that on the mound. Our coverage on Fox Sports Sun begins at 12:30 tomorrow. Blake Snell after his 14th win, 13-5, and Tanaka 9-3. Here's Willie Adames with a man in scoring position and 2 outs. One ball, no strikes. Well, it's been tough on the Rays here at Yankee Stadium this year. They're 5-1 against the Yankees at Tropicana Field, but 1-6 here in the Bronx. That's too low.
Hey, well, maybe this is the game that starts to turn that narrative. You know, not much you can do about the season series here, but you can hold out, win the ball game tonight. You're sending your top dog to the mound tomorrow afternoon. Be a nice way to head out of here and into Boston.
It has been tough to win a game, much less a series here at Yankee Stadium. And right now the Rays with a lead here, 6-1. Trying to add to the lead if they can with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. 3-0 the count to Adames. And he draws the walk on 4 pitches. Second time he's walked tonight. And that will get Brandon Lau to the plate. Lau got his first big league hit in the 2nd inning, driving in a run. Got another hit in the 5th to drive in a run, so he's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 runs batted in. And he's in to face Sonny Gray. And a good take low on the fastball. Gray, 35 strikes and 30 balls of the 65 pitches he's made. Tap to third. That'll be charged by Andujar. His throw to first in time. Rays leave 2. 7th inning stretch time. Let's go to Rich and Doug in the studio for a Ram game break. with the Rays holding this lead. Help the Rays Baseball Foundation support youth and educational programs in Tampa Bay by purchasing a Rays Pledge Pack. Each pack includes a voucher for 4 tickets, a 20th anniversary book, a mystery autographed baseball, and more. Get this $250 value for just $150 and help support charitable missions around Tampa Bay. Visit raysbaseball.com/pledge packs. In the bottom of the 7th, Ronald Torreyes will lead off. Ryan Yarborough on the hill for the Rays. Torreyes, Gardner, and Stanton. Pitch is upstairs to Torreyes. Popped up right side, angling out from second, and now it's Bowers who saves the day. Malik Smith coming in, Wendell trying to get there from second on an angle, and Bowers fortunately out there and made the catch.
Of the 3 guys going for that baseball, you'd have Bowers get it last.
Yes, he was the least positioned player to make this catch.
Look at this angle, right over. Oh, wow. I'll tell you, that is some hand-eye coordination and sticking with it. That is a very difficult angle. And
yeah, he's getting a little accolade there from Jerry Lane, I think, the first base umpire.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'd probably be a little bit annoyed too, but you got to be pretty happy about making that play.
Yeah.
It's one thing over the shoulder. It's another where you've got your back turned to home plate and catching it like that. Wow.
Strike 1-1. Brett Gardner singled in the 3rd. A couple of ground ball outs, one to short, the other one to second. That's a strike on the inside corner. 1-2. Well, to this point, Yarborough has settled this game down a little bit. Rays had to get out of a spot in the 4th inning. He took over in the 5th. He's given up a couple of doubles, but he's left a couple men on. And a wave and a miss to get Gardner on the breaking ball.
That wasn't a very nice at bat either. Ryan Yarborough, I'll tell you, working quickly, a couple of fastballs and then spin it. That breaking ball covers so much ground and is such a change of speed off of the fastball and the cutter. Effective in 2 planes.
Yeah, and he can get some pretty good depth on that.
You know, his arm angle, it's really interesting because, you know, when you get up on Ryan Yarborough, he is a tall, lanky kid. And he's got that arm angle that really is conducive to throwing a good deceptive cutter and also sweeping a breaking ball where you get the sweeping action and the depth and the change of speed.
1-1 here on Stanton. One and two.
How about a changeup too? I mean, you see right there, and Stanton calling time because of how quickly Yarborough is working, trying to get himself ready.
The fastball this time is foul back. And he did not go. Started but held in plenty of time. 2-2. And there's a reach. He's out on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts. We go to the 8th. Rays lead 6-1. Rays have done their scoring in 4 innings in consecutive fashion. A run in the 2nd, a couple runs in each, the 3rd and 4th, another run in the 5th. Alex Smith hit the 2-run home run in the 4th, and they come in to hit in the 8th. Michael Perez swings and misses the first pitch from Sonny Gray. Perez 1 for 3 with a run scored. Young catcher coming over from Arizona. Ground ball left side, circled by Gregorius, and the throw stretched by Bird in time. 1 away.
Well, here's our Coors Light refreshing finish, and that would be Malik Smith putting some distance between his club, the Rays, and the Yankees with that hanging breaking ball off Luis Cessa. He goes right up there in the 2nd deck. Big blast for the Rays. A lot of push-ups by Ozzie Timmons.
Here's Malik's again, a 2 for 4 night. 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in. Single and a homer on the night. Takes a big cut, strike 1. Alex with his average at .295. And he has another hit. This one into left center field. He'll get a chance to do some running on his way to 2nd. And he's in there with a double. It's 20 doubles on the year from Alex Smith. He has a 3-hit game.
Well, Alex Smith smelling extra bases right out of the box. That pitch middle of the plate down, and look how he goes. He cut first base nicely and into 2nd rather easily, I would say.
The Rays have a man in scoring position. Matt Duffy. He's walked in single, 1 for 3 with a run scored. This one down, but Romine keeps it within reach. Green up in the bullpen. Turn, but nobody covering the bag at second. Luis Sessa, Jonathan Holder, and Sonny Gray have pitched. Chad Green busy in the bullpen at the moment. 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Duffy. Little piece of it foul, 2-1. Now 3-1 count to Duffy. And ball 4. Duffy's on for the 3rd time. Takes the walk. 3rd walk issued by Gray. Rays have drawn 5 tonight. 2 on, 1 out. Jake Bauers will be the hitter. The Yankees will spend some time on the mound. Well, the wrap-up game of the series tomorrow. And on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealer, that marquee pitching matchup. It will be Snell and Tanaka, and Doug will break down Giancarlo Stanton. And now they've spent enough time on the mound. Aaron Boone heads to the hill, and he's going to make a pitching change right here. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. For the Yankees.
Chad on for the 48th time, record of 5-2, ERA under 3 at .293, 66 strikeouts, 55 1/3. It's been a tough night for the Yankee pitching staff. A lot of pressure applied by the Rays offense. Base runners seemingly in just about every inning.
And Jake Bowers will bat with one out, men at first and second. Swings and misses the fastball. 96, the velocity from Chad Green.
He gives you a little deceptive delivery, throws across his body a little bit. That 96 comes out of the hand pretty easy and smooth.
Foul back on the fastball. This one up another tick to 97. Now the Rays have had men on at every inning except the sixth, and men in scoring position in every inning except two.
And they've scored. Well, they did all their damage the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Looking to do some more here in the eighth. But I'll tell you,
Runners go. Pitches a ball, and the Rays pull off a double steal. Malik Smith steals third, and Duffy trails into second base with the double steal.
well, Chad Green had given up 7 stolen bases in 10 attempts here in 2018, and the Rays looking to add on, not trying to rest on their laurels and sit on this 5-run lead, making some things happen. They got that pretty easily.
And the Yankees want to check with their video folks.
It looked like the throw was a little bit late, but did Malik Smith come off the bag down there at third? He's going to get in there in plenty of time. Does he stay in touch? Tag. It looks like he may have come off there.
And they're going to check it out.
There it is, the hand in there, the forearm, and then the glove gets in between the left thigh and the bag.
Check the oven mitt to see. Yeah, he got it back, but the tag was applied. That's going to be a little shaky.
Yeah, this one could very well be overturned. Let's see, he is not in contact there, and he is tagged, so this will be overturned. He is out. Whether you like that part of the rule or not.
Yeah, that's something that's really new to baseball in recent years with the replay. So Malik is out. So on review, play overturned.
It is new now, because now you slide in, you cannot come off that bag for a split second, and all these infielders, of course, know that now because of replay, so they slap that tag on you and just keep it. Hold it all the way through the play, and it benefits Andujar and the Yankees right there.
Another pitch is wide to Bowers. Two and two now. Bowers trying to snap an 0 for 16. You know it's going to happen. Just when. Full count. And there is strike 3 call. So the Rays do not score. They leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-1. Thank you very much, fellas. Aaron Hicks to open the bottom of the 8th in this 6-1 game. Ryan Yarbrough's done a nice job following Faria and Rowe to the mound. Yarbrough took over in the 5th inning, opens the 8th with a strike to Hicks. Gregorius will be next, and then Andujar. Nothing in 2.
Well, so far so good, and Ryan Yarbrough giving the Rays and Kevin Cash everything they could have hoped for here tonight. You've got that lead and you turn it over to Yarbrough. Used to coming in much earlier than he did, but he's been outstanding.
And he misses wide on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's interesting to see how the opener, the bullpen days, how it just continues to evolve.
Little number to the right side. Yarbrough hustling to first base, and he takes the toss from Bowers. Nice job right there, immediately breaking to first.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be. It's got to be instinct. I mean, a ball to the right side, you've got to break. You can always pull off, but just in case your first baseman is well off the bag, you've got to be able to make a beeline there. That's what he does instantaneously, and then Jake Bowers, a nice lead. That low throw right to the bag.
Well, Bowers does a lot of things right around first base.
He's got a great feel for the position.
He certainly does.
He really does.
D.D. Gregorius.
Oh.
And he stands there and is hit by the pitch. So he's on for the 2nd time tonight. Been walked in the 4th. Hit by that pitch. No worse for the wear on that one for Gregorius. That'll be Miguel Andujar. Home run and a double. His double came against Yarbrough up the right field line in the 6th on an 0-2 pitch. There's a strike call, upper part of the zone. Ground ball, 3rd, fair. Down to 2nd, 1. First base not going to be in time. They get the lead runner in Gregorius. And Andujar reaches on a fielder's choice.
That's about as aggressive as you're going to see a base runner go into second base
these days.
Yep.
This is Greg Bird. There's a strike. That was just a short little exchange that would put us up in the corner in the balcony.
If we went into it, you know, that, I mean, but it is a fact that it, you know,
that's right.
At this point, still is something that you can point out because it wasn't that long ago that a play like that, D.D. Gregorius is going to make sure that he breaks up that double play, and Joey Wendell probably doesn't even get the throw off. But now sliding into the front of that bag, it gives a little bit more certainty to these middle infielders for injury reasons, and they have more confidence to be able to stand in there and make that throw knowing that they're not going to get flipped.
Yep.
And so it really has changed the ability for these guys to turn double plays and made it easier for them. No question about it.
Makes it a little bit more of a gentleman's game.
Can't argue anymore.
Can you imagine where we would be if we couldn't argue? Fly ball, left field.
Back at the hotel.
That's right. Wow. It's right there to make the catch. We go to the 9th. The Rays lead 6-1.
it's taken him some time to be able to get that first hit, that first run driven in, but I think the story works out much better. There it was, he drops that in. That actually gave the Rays the early lead. Another base hit here into right field. It's going to drive home another run. Had a nice night. Think about all that. First multi-hit game, first RBI, first hit, all coming at Yankee Stadium.
And Joey Wendell will open the 9th inning for the Rays. He takes the fastball mid-90s for a strike. Joey will be next, and then Kiermaier. Wendell 0 for 4 tonight. Ground ball scooped by Bird, and he'll make the play unassisted. One gone in the 9th. Rays about hit New York 11-5. They lead 6-1. Ji-Man Choi, who drove in a run in the 3rd, doubled and scored a run in the 5th. A strike at the knees. Choi added a base hit in the 7th inning, so he's 2 for 4 with a run batted in and a run scored. Fly ball right. Walker is there. 2 up and 2 down. Now Kevin Kiermaier. Diego Castillo is up in the Rays bullpen. They have 4 innings from Yarbrough tonight. Kiermaier keyed the first run with a double and then scored on the base hit by Lau. 1 hop out to second. Torreyes makes the play. 3 up, 3 down go the Rays. In the 9th, it's 6-1 Tampa Bay.
Bottom of the 9th inning, and Ryan Yarbrough, well, you got to love the work that he did coming into this ball game. The Rays with a lead, and he would go right to work. 4 very strong innings, working quickly, using all of his pitches. Good changeup there. We just saw a couple of good breaking balls to pick up some strikeouts on Bird and Gardner. most importantly, he kept the Yankees off the scoreboard, and that's where we stand as we head into the bottom of 9. 3 more outs to get.
And with that, Diego Castillo is in the game, with the Rays holding a 6-1 lead. We saw Castillo for 2 2/3 in Toronto on Saturday. The Rays won that game 3-1, and he picked up the victory, so he enters this game 3-2 on the year, making his 28th appearance. First man he faces is Neil Walker, the right fielder. Austin Romine, the catcher, next, and then Ronald Torreyes, the second baseman. First pitch is wide, 1-0. Two 2-0 count. Castillo misses again, down this time. So 3 straight out of the zone. And a 4-pitch walk. First walk from the bullpen. Faria walked 2 3 1/3. Rowe and Yarborough didn't walk anybody, and now Castillo gives up a walk to the first man he faces. Phillies have taken a 7-3 lead on the Red Sox in Philly at the end of 7. Austin Romine. There's a strike. Romine 0 for 3 tonight. Day game tomorrow between the Rays and the Yankees. And a little number. Castillo barehands it, and the throw to first. Moving up to second is Walker. Romine is out number 1. Perez out from back of the plate, taking charge and directing traffic as Castillo came down off the hill to make that pickup. So Romine out at first. Walker second base, and here's Torreyes. And a number again, scooped by Castillo. He'll toss it to first, holding it second, Walker. So a couple of those little numbers handled by Castillo. 2 outs with a runner at second. And we'll go back around to the top of the order. Brett Gardner. Gardner 1 for 4 tonight. His hit came in the 3rd inning. Feet. 1 ball, no strikes.
Brett Gardner, not a very big fan of that pitch right there. No one wants to get hit. No one wants to get hit when it's 97 miles an hour. And for a guy whose legs are a pretty important part of his game, you don't want to get hit down there in the knee shin area.
Well, the pitch down. It's 2-0. The Rays with this lead, trying to even the season series at 7 apiece. And now ball 3 to Gardner. Giancarlo Stanton is on deck. And ball 4, so he walks the left-handed hitter on 4 pitches, as he did Walker. 2 men on with 2 men out. Giancarlo Stanton is the hitter. He is 1 for 4. Kyle Snyder heads to the mound. We don't want to make this game too interesting.
No, not at all. And I'm sure that that's the message being given right here by Kyle Snyder. Said, hey, listen, trust your stuff. And, you know, we talk often with Diego Castillo. The only thing that really ever holds him back is when he's out of his zone. You know, he's got an electric arm. Sometimes it finds it difficult to be able to control that fastball of his that darts and runs all over the place. Good hard slider. But when he gets into trouble, most of the time it's self-inflicted.
Well, now it's Stanton. Alvarado gets up in the bullpen. The Rays certainly didn't want to do that. Stanton is 2 for 4 in his career off Castillo. And this one bounds away, and the runners move up to second and third on a wild pitch. And it's 1-0 the count on Stanton.
Yeah, that was another fastball that just wasn't close. And that's what you're talking about. You understand the breaking balls end up in the dirt, change-ups will bottom out. But when you're just trying to throw a first pitch fastball and you're missing that thing down and in, not even close to your target, that's where the concern lies.
And a fly ball back into deep right. Smith will go back in front of the wall to make the catch and end this one. And the Rays have taken game 2 of this series. It's a 6-1 final. 6-11-0, 9 left for the Rays, 1-5-0, 10 left for the Yankees. 42,716 here. 3 hours and 17 minutes the time of this game. Yarbrough the winner, 11-5. Sexton the loser, 1-3. From Ryan Anderson to Wade Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the post game comes your way next.